For the last 4 years, I, like many other people, have been using a first generation iPhone SE. For that time, it's been a pretty great small phone, and it was pretty cheap as well. But it's aged quite a bit since then, and Apple just revealed the new iPhone 12 mini, and probably one of the most cringiest reveals ever. And I knew that this was probably going to be my next upgrade. So the phone comes in a pretty narrow box because, as you've probably heard by now, unlike the original iPhone SE, this phone doesn't come with earpods or a charging brick. You just get the cable and the documentation in the box, which Apple has done to save the environment, which either they genuinely want to do or they're just trying to save money and make you buy another charger. The first thing that struck me when I got this phone out of the box is just how dark the rear glass is. I really like this sort of stealthy colour scheme, whereas compared to the SE, it's more of a sort of silver. The Mini has these sort of matte black squared off side rails that are similar to the iPhone SE, and it gives it a really good feel in the hand. You know, it feels really grippy and secure. The phone is a massive fingerprint magnet, so if you want to protect it, keep it clean, I'd probably put it in a case like I have. I've got this case from Moose. The phone's a bit wider and a bit taller than the SE. If, like me, you found the iPhone SE to feel slightly too small in the hand, then this size will be absolutely perfect for you. It just takes a bit of getting used to with the use of gestures and a lack of home button, and stretching your thumb that little bit further with one-handed use. For me, the Mini types very well. On the SE, I found the keys were just too close together and I kept mistyping. On the Mini, the keys are more spread out, allowing me to type faster and more accurately. It slips into my pocket really easily, and doesn't look like I'm holding a surfboard to my face when I'm on the phone. The display is probably one of the biggest changes between the SE and the Mini. The SE is an LCD display, whereas the Mini is OLED, bringing more vibrant, brighter colours as well as deeper blacks. This enables Dolby Vision HDR content, which is quite impressive even on such a small display. This display does have that cutout at the top, and if you don't like it, you can actually set a black wallpaper, which tends to hide it pretty well. I have noticed there are some slight issues with the display. On the lock screen, when you hold haptic touch down to open the camera, sometimes it doesn't register your thumb. You need to get your finger and hold it directly over the button for it to work. So I'm guessing this is just a sensitivity issue. Also, when you're watching videos, you notice there's a slight flicker on the black outer edges of the display. Hopefully this is also a software issue and it will be fixed really soon. The cameras are another big upgrade with the Mini. With the SE, you only get a single 12 megapixel wide, but with the Mini you get that as well as an ultra wide added on top. You also get night mode, which vastly improves low-light photography, an area in particular where the SE struggled. You also have the ability to take portrait mode photos and record video at 4K with Dolby Vision, which is pretty unbelievable coming from such a small phone. The battery in the Mini is pretty good, that is if you're coming from a small phone. The slightly bigger size allows for a larger battery to be fit in the frame. I definitely think the battery can comfortably last a day with normal use, unless you're going to be using 5G often, which will run down the battery pretty quick. I mean, I don't get 5G anywhere and I don't have a 5G plan, so I'm just going to be using 4G, which lasts me okay, hence why the battery life should be fine for me. The Mini also has wireless charging, which is a lot more convenient than having to plug your phone in like the SE. The speakers on the Mini are vastly improved as well. It has a lot more bass and just a more filling sound than the singular speaker on the iPhone SE, which sounds a lot more tinny in comparison. The headphone jack is gone in the Mini, so if you've got old wired earphones, you're going to need to either get an adapter or get wireless ones. I got AirPods, so I'm not too bothered about this. The Mini's also water resistant to 6 meters, which is pretty handy. I mean, I wouldn't go swimming with it or anything, but it's just a bit of extra protection in case you were to drop it in a pool or spill your drink all over it. The Mini also has Face ID, which is a lot more faster and secure than Touch ID on the SE. It requires less effort to log in since you're already looking at your phone, although it could technically be slower since I generally put my thumb on the fingerprint reader as I'm pulling it out of my pocket. The iPhone 12 mini is definitely a worthy upgrade over the iPhone SE. At $699, it's the best spec small phone you can get, unless you want to go for something slightly bigger and cheaper, like the new iPhone SE. I hope Apple continues to make phones of this size for the foreseeable future, as there's definitely a wide market of people who want them. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, then give the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I'll see you in my next video.